What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the next event update for the month of July. The July Hall of Heroes, guys, has been announced, and it has been announced with a big surprise. We got ourselves Ron, the Dark Rakshasa, an element of the famous Rakshasa family that has the Hua in it. So this is going to be one that people will enjoy for times to come. Definitely want to take advantage of this, guys. So if you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. And with regards to these event updates, we like to do them every so often when they come about. And so if you're not familiar or new to the game, if you're familiar with the HOHs, you know, this is only comes but once a month. Getting an opportunity to collect the natural 4-star. And of course, this being a dark attribute, extremely rare, so we want to take advantage of it. And this is one of those that is worth your time, okay? So July 8th, guys, to July 11th, you got 72 hours to get at least 50 pieces to save yourself this particular unit. But of course, if you are mid to late game and you can't farm this decently, you definitely want to go ahead and spend the time, spend the energy, spend whatever crystals you need, okay, to get as many skill ups as you can, because the skill ups will go a long ways with regards to some of the units that are key in the progression of PvE, most notably TOA. So we'll be talking a little bit about that one too, okay? But let's go ahead and just kind of step in. Again, guys, it's a natural 4-star, 50 summoning pieces. Again, just try to get as many as you can. If you are a beginner game player, that's okay. Just make sure that you collect at least 50 pieces. If you can get some more, great, because again, you will definitely use this down the road. So I'm very excited with this particular unit. If you guys are not familiar with the Rakshasas, I'd say about maybe 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more, they all got a buff with regards to a leader skill. So regardless of which Rakshasa you have, you're going to get the opportunity to rock a universal leader skill with regards to these particular units. All of them have a different leader skill, all of them have a leader skill, all universal, but have different ones that we got all going here. So if you take a look here, we got a critical rate, okay. We got the attack power, and then we got the critical rate. So fire and light share the leader skills, and then dark, wind, and water share the attack power skills. So we'll start out with the dark, so we could talk a little bit about this. We got ourselves first skill, like all of them, attacks the enemy and decreases the attack speed for 2 turns with a 50% chance. This damage increases according to speed. Then you got yourself fast swing, attacks 3 times in a row and conflicts continuous damage for 2 turns if you land a critical hit. In addition to that, you have a skill that's going to hit the enemy 4 times, decreasing its attack bar by 20% with a 75% chance. And then of course this attack is guaranteed for a stun with for 1 turn if the enemy's attack bar is depleted. So you can see how this can play a very, very strong role, not only for PvE, but PvP, okay? When we're talking about a unit that's going to provide a slow, a unit that's going to provide continuous damage for 2 turns, a unit that's going to deplete attack bars and then possibly stun, we're talking big time Dragons V10 if you want to play around with it, TOA hard if you want to play around with it. Continuous damage goes a long way on the TOA hard, and then of course, when it comes to PvP, being able to manipulate the attack bar in any way is extremely strong. Turn denial with regards to the stun is extremely strong. But of course, being able to, rotate these skills is just overall, it's just an amazing kit. So again, I could see a lot of value of this. If you want to play around with it in the PvP setting, I probably will definitely, 6-star 1, get 1 up there just to have some fun. Of course, I'm gonna, max out my fire Rakshasa. I still need some skill ups there, but I think this is gonna be one to have fun to play around with. So it's gonna be a new toy. In addition to this particular unit, again, if you are looking for a unit that's going to, especially if you're trying to progress in TOA hard, TOA, and you don't have a unit that can manipulate the attack bar like a Hua is going to be the better choice. But of course, with this particular kit, you have a couple of ways of really adding some more damage. Getting the most out of this particular unit because of its 3 skills here: continuous damage, attack speed debuff, and then of course the depletion here. So again, let's take a look at the next one here. Well, like I said, we'll go with WA. This is going to be the one that most people are going to be farming this for. Everybody should be familiar with it, but if not, let's go through it. The decreasing the attack speed again for 2 turns. Okay, same thing. Damages, damages according to attack speed. We got a burning whip, which only lands 1 continuous damage for 3 turns versus the 3 continuous damage triggers for 2 turns with the Dark Rakshasa. And then the bread and butter of this particular unit, a passive that decreases the enemy's attack bar by 25% and strikes again with a 20% chance. So you can see right here how this particular unit can go ham when it comes to putting out the numbers with regards to damage, putting out the attack bar manipulation with this particular passive. And of course, if you have this on a violent set, it just can really be OP. To me, I love this unit. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's a little bit OP, but I'm not one to complain because again, there's certain levels out there that we can literally auto in the mid to late game stage because this particular passive is so strong. But nevertheless, ComToUS still keeps it, so hey, shout out to ComToUS one time for giving us this kind of unit here. Of course, we have a critical rate leader skill. Definitely a common leader skill that more people have been using a lot in the Rift of Worlds. We have most of them like to use the defense, the resistance. Some like to use the HP. There was a little bit of trend with going on with regards to speed, but people started using critical rate because increasing the critical rate of all the damage healers is going to improve the overall damage of the raid, thereby increasing the speed. So there's kind of 2 ways to look at it, but again, I like it either way. Just an amazing unit out there. If you have one of these, you better be farming this till the end of time, okay? Because you definitely want to max this out. The good thing about this is, guys, is because it has a passive, you only got 2 skills to max out. It's going to be anywhere from 8 to 10 skill ups here. I know it's not too much on that, so definitely want to take advantage of that. So let's go back into this so we can see the rest of the sisters here. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at Sue. So I want to give, I know you probably don't watch these videos all too much, but I want to give a shout out to Fish Guts. Okay, shout out to Fish Guts one time back in the day, lunch buffet. If y'all remember that Educate and Dominate, Fish Guts came on board, and we did a lot of discussion when it comes to the Rakshasas. Definitely, everybody was all about Hua. Hua was part of the meta when it comes to TOA and TOAH and sports, of course, Dragons V10. But this particular unit, people were, he was playing around with this in the PvP and PvE, but most notably PvP, and people did not realize, the damage that this particular unit can do. When you got the nice skill up, when you got it ruined well and set up to synergize with your team. So again, attack speed with 2 turns, 50% chance, that hasn't changed. Then you got the fast swing, similar to the wind and dark, hitting 3 times in a row with the continuous damage. And the last but not least, attacks and recovers 50% of the inflicted damage. This attack will be guaranteed to stun for 1 turn if the enemy is suffering from more than harmful effects. So if you have this chick on a violent set, okay, this is a great way of getting yourself, again, a way of manipulating. You got the dark one that can deplete the attack bar to manipulate stuns, but with this one here, depending on the composition you bring, you're going to have a lot of units that are going to be providing those harmful effects. So this one, adding particular harmful effects with both of her main skills, if we can get if we have the 2 skills, we can definitely hit this one, stun it, guaranteed. Or we can start out with these 2 skills, hopefully get that violent proc, and then finish off with this particular unit, okay? Turn denial is key when it comes to the PvP world, so you cannot take this one for granted, guys. I know you don't see a lot of people use it today, but again, if you are a big fan of the Rakshasa family, then this is definitely not a shabby one. This is not too shabby, okay? This is pretty good. Next one up, we got ourselves Yen. I am actually a big fan of this one. I just been, when I got the Fire Rakshasa, that was the one I got before Yen, so I just did not focus on that because I had to skill up the Rakshasa. Again, first same skill, second same skill when it comes to the water one, and then last but not least, it has its own built-in extra turn for the 50% chance. So some people might argue with regards to this particular one, if I got the extra 50% chance, do I set up violent on it or whatnot? I'm a big fan of the violent. You guys have seen what a violent set can do on a Brownie Magician, a unit that has a 30% chance to get additional turns, or a violent set on a One of the occult girls that again has a 30% chance now after the upgrade to get the additional turns. Units that have passives or skills that have already built-in violent procs. Generally speaking, not a lot of people like to use it. They like to, go with a different set to take advantage of it. But a unit like this, where it's not too high of an additional turn, I'm a big fan of the violent. I'm a big fan of the violent set, just for it to go, even higher, get more procs, and just, like I said, go ham with this particular unit. Again, universal leader skills, so you're going to be able to use it in any aspect of the game, which is always great because when we first start out the game, if you're new to the game, you don't have a lot of units that are going to provide you these things, and so having one of these is going to be great. Okay, and last but not least, we got ourselves Pang. This was one of actually the ones that I've wanted for quite some time. If you guys are familiar with the original 5-person crew in the Epic Fail community, we had a person by the name of Physics who used to play with us or whatnot, and his first light and dark scroll was this unit. And of course, if you're not familiar with this one, you're going to be amazed. Okay, so we got ourselves attack speed for 2 turns with a 50% chance. The burning swing, just similar to the fire one, continuously for 3 turns. And then the skill that just carries those harmful effects on to no end. It just keeps on going. So it elongates a harmful effect for the enemy on 1 turn. Damage is increased by 30% if the enemy's HP is below 50. So that can definitely, assist you in certain areas of the game. And then of course, if you get this particular unit early on, really early on, this is going to drastically accelerate your progression and whatnot. That being said, regardless of whatever unit you get in the game, you still have to have the runes. The runes are what makes the units. The units are not what makes the runes. But overall, this passive is again not one to throw away on the side. If you have this unit, take advantage of it, especially if you're working on progressing early on in the game. This can definitely speed things up. If you haven't had one already. So again, guys, 5 different elements here. The dark one is going to be the one to get. I'm a big fan of it. I feel like I would definitely take advantage of this. It looks like because we have a couple of skills that are going to hit multiple times. This can be a unit that you may want to play around with in a Necro world. If you're looking for a universal leader skill, right? If you're looking for units that's going to provide the slow, the multiple attacks with the continuous damage, and then of course a way of depleting the attack bar. Now of course we can't take advantage of the guaranteed stun, and the attack bar reduction should not be able if the shield is up on the Negro, but at least you're getting the high damage from this skill in addition to being able to hit the unit 4 times. So again, this is an amazing unit, an amazing kit overall, great for PvE, excellent for PvP. So that is it, guys. Tell me what you guys are going to do. Are you going to build it Violent Blade? Are you going to go Violent Revenge? What kind of rune builds are you going to play around with this unit, and where are you going to use this unit in the game today? I'm super excited to hear what you guys got to say. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. We'll go ahead and call that video off right there. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are happy that I got this video out, really quickly for you, please smash that like button. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Twitter for some sneak peeks for some upcoming videos to come. We got ourselves some announcements coming up with regards to Educate and Dominate, and it may or may not tell you what we're going to be talking about here in the future, right? So that is it. I am done. It's your boy Childish from ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you next time, guys. We're out.